check, sit tight, no slick. Just bought a Cadillac. Throw some D's on that bitch. Just bought a Cadillac. Throw some D's on that bitch. Just bought a Cadillac. Those boys selling crack, folk niggas wanna check, sit tight, no slick. Just bought a Cadillac. Took it to the top, got the damn top drop, 2-color flip flop in the red.
Okay, hello, Dennis, take it away.
Yo, what's going on? Welcome to NXT with your boy D-Walk. You know how we do it on a Wednesday. You know who pop up and everything, you know. I got a special guest, EOD. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, doing good.
You ready to talk about some NXT?
Always ready to talk about NXT.
And then I got the Invisible Man itself. Man, myth, legend. How you doing
Ladies
today?
and gentlemen, I am doing somewhat okay. I got the flu, and I'm kind of maintaining it in the live, but this NXT was so controversial. It's healing my disease just to be pissing on it. So let's talk about this crap. All right. Oh, by the way, shout out to a wrestling podcast. We will talk about them later. They gave a rating to the show. I will call them out later and we will all give us all ratings, see if they compare. D-Walk, first match coming up on the bracket. We had a recap of everybody coming inside. Pause. We had a recap of people arriving, Stephanie, and then we had a private vehicle come in. Ricky Starks came in, did a one-shot from the parking lot all the way to the front. And then we have a triple threat, which I have it right here. Here we go. Shawn Legacy versus Javon Evans versus Dance Dance Revolution Ashanti. EOD Wrestling 33. Your thoughts on the match, special moments, and rating. Because I'm gonna have some thoughts on this before Joe comes in and destroys this.
All right.
Yeah.
This match was a little weird to me. Like, it was fast paced and not fast paced at the same time. Anytime Shanti the Adonis seemed to be doing anything, it seemed like everything slowed down. I'm not sure what was going on with this whole match exactly. It was long. A lot of different things was going on with it. The spots were a little bit crazy, but I don't know. It's like Shanti the Adonis. So I keep saying Shanti. My goddaughter's name's Shanti, so I say Shanti the Adonis. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this match. Like, it was Javon Evans and Shawn Legacy. It should have just probably been a one-on-one match to me.
Yeah.
The Adonis, I don't know why he was there, but yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. It's like, why was he there and everything?
Yeah.
He's slowing everything down. They did give him some offense and everything, yeah, because you kind of have to, but really he shouldn't have been there at all, in my opinion. So I don't know. What do you think, D-Wall?
He gave me Diddy vibes, first of all. I wish he'd been better off. The way he came up here and kissed that girl, he might as well pull a baby oil on and everything. Because
I did say that. I was like, hey, it's 2025. You can't pull that move no more. You can't do that no more. Hey, that's done. That was like a 90s, 80s thing. You can't do that no more.
Yeah, and I feel bad for the lady because obviously she's backstage and they paid her like, we're not gonna pay you. We'll just like show you on TV for a little bit to let it out there. Here's a kiss from a guy that's just because. All right, sure. And because of that, we'll press this button real quick.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
now, what did she get a bump on her lip? Then what?
That's Ashanti's fault. That's not her fault. She's a dumbass. Let's talk about the match first off. Shawn Legacy, welcome to NXT, which I love that from a 50-person, like about 20 to 55, you know this, EOD, from a 25 to 30-person crew in one stage to at least a 200 people stage in this one, he showed out. Ashanti got smacked in the face like a pimp slap like 3 times in this match. It's like, just kept falling, and I love that. Javon Evans did his thing, did a nice little cutter. He did botch once. D-Walk talked about that before the live. And Evans just jumping. The botch that Javon did, let's talk about that before we continue. Javon did a suicide dive. No, I know. Javon Evans did a suicide dive. And because the 2 people were there, they saved him from him scorpioning his own neck. EOD, your thoughts on that?
No. And then there was another botch.
Hold up, D-Walk. One botch at a time. Let's go like that.
Okay. Like when I saw it, I was like, yeah, good thing they were both there because he went right through them and they kind of saved him from a major probably neck injury and stuff. But he's so fast. I don't know what it is. Like he's so bouncy. So I know there was like I know you're gonna talk about like a little bit later, but the other botch is like he's so fast. It's like even when he botches, it's like he kind of recovers like really quick. It does something else that's crazy. Like I kind of like him and everything. I kind of like Javon. I know your boy does it, but hopefully we'll see him later. But yeah, that was crazy. Sometimes he's got to slow down a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm like we get it's exciting and everything, but it's not AEW or whatever. You gotta slow down and everything. So it's okay. You can still get the moves off, but yeah, that's all. You gotta be safe. You gotta be safe first. So.
And by the way, that shirt dope as hell. I fuck with it.
Okay, that is a cool shirt. I will say that right now. We have that dive was messed up. He literally could have scorpioned his own neck. And after talking all that crap about Ricochet on another platform, but we have Invisible Woman here.
Buddy, just
yo, what is going on?
I'm pretty good. How you doing, D-Walk?
I'm good.
Thanks for joining us, EOD. Thanks for having, thank you for joining us on NXT a second time. You weren't here the first time, but it was an awesome show.
It's vacation. All right. What are your thoughts on the triple threat? And the first botch that he did, that Javon almost killed himself in that suicide dive.
I mean, that was a standout first match. Javon was showing out. Sean Legacy showed out. Ashanti.
Talk about it.
He's not my favorite, but like he's just very theatrical, I guess. But no, I think that Sean Legacy needed to take the win on this one.
Okay. Now, second botch. D-Walk, go.
The drop kick Sean Legacy did on Javon in the ring, and he did not. He just stood there.
Yeah.
Okay. No sell.
No sell. It's Javon and Sean have had battles in the indies back in the day. That's been recorded. So seeing this again, and Ashanti was just there. I love that in the commentary. Ricky Starks was saying like, "Oh, I'll give Ashanti a shot. He's underrated." Booker T was on one tonight. He was weirdly jacked up on coffee or something.
Yeah.
Because he's like, "Oh, why don't you give Ashanti a chance?" And like, because Ashanti never fucking wins, but they didn't want to say that. And Vic Joseph kept looking at him like, what are you supposed to be on decaf? You're supposed to have your heart medication. What is wrong with you, sir? But he kept on like promoting Ashanti, and for a little bit, I'm like, I wonder if Ashanti versus Ricky Starks would work. I mean, it's different. It'll be like kind of like a Juice and Thunder Liger Tyler Breeze situation where it just happens one time only. But Sean Legacy won, and I will give the rating of this match a fucking A. It was a good fucking match. As much as Joe was not here and he was shit on him all the time, Sean Legacy showed out. Javon Evans, other than the two things that he did, showed out. Ashanti, for as little that he did, showed out. Except for the stepping and the weird like hand gest. That was weird. Other than that,
yeah.
Invisible Woman rating?
I'll give it an A.
D-Walk?
First of all, hold on.
D-Walk. Oh, God, my God.
Hold on. I'm going to turn into Joe for a second.
Okay.
The match was good. All the way down to the end. What pissed me off more is every fucking match is interference. There was no need of Javon Evans diving out there to fight them when they fight themselves. That's just like walking off on the job on me, because you could have finished your job first and then went out there. Why the fuck is you going out there jumping in a fight that don't involve you when you could have stayed in the ring and fucking finished the match? That's it.
Okay. You still haven't given me a rating. You just been ranting.
I give it a fucking C.
Oh, why? What? Okay, hold up a second. Hold up, Yo D.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Plus.
All right,
C
give it the
plus.
real rating.
Okay,
give it a real. No, don't give it a fucking C. Come on now.
Okay, all right, hold on. Let me think about it. Let me add it up. Okay.
Motherfucker.
Okay, all right. Dive out the ring. Interference. Okay, I give it a B minus.
There you go. B- is fine. I'll take that. EOD.
I had it up. BB added everything up though. Like I had to reenact the match.
I know, and again, it was a good fucking match. EOD rating of the match, sir.
I'm gonna give it a B+ because of the Adonis. Like I don't like he did good for what he did do, but to me the match was like super fast and he kind of just slowed it down. The Javon Evans thing I don't mind because obviously if you're gonna have Shawn Legacy win, you're gonna probably still want Javon Evans to look strong. So by him interfering, it kind of got him out the way. So it can, I was so shocked that Shawn Legacy actually won. But you could tell the WWE has like eyes on this guy because he's the only one that was in the Evolve championship match at first. Now that he's been featured on NXT a lot, and he had a really good match. So
that was a hell of a match.
Yeah, I don't even think he's gonna win the Evolve championship. They might just bypass him, just bring him up to NXT at some point soon. So I don't know. I give it a B+ just because of the Adonis, but it was a really good match.
Okay, I give that. I mean, if they surpass Legacy to go straight to NXT, which they should. He doesn't deserve to be in Evolve. Right now, get his ass out of there, put him in NXT for a while. If he's pre-taped for the next couple of months, sure. Let him have his fun. Let him do his thing, and then just fade him out. That's it for me. Next up, backstage, we got Lola and Stephanie talking in Spanish, just saying, "Oh, I got you," whatever. Lola walks away. I mean, Stephanie walks away. Then Fallon Henley and JC Jane are saying, "Lola, I don't know why you're kissing asses." They bring up the fact that Fallon's not a champion. JC Jane brings up the fact that you're not a champion. There's this division. Lola walks away and says that Lola and Fallon Henley will have a match later on that night. Now, EOD, what are your thoughts on this slow build of the division of Fallon Henley, JC Jane, and redacted Jasmine Nix?
I'm not even sure at this point it's a slow build because it looked like at any moment they're just going to implode. I don't see the reason for it. I thought they were a good thing. I don't know, maybe because of the whole Nick situation, they're just like, hey, we're just going to do whatever. I have no idea where this came from. Like, it started last week. Why? Like, so I don't know what to think about it, but I wish they stayed together, but obviously they're going to break them apart. Maybe it's going to, maybe some call-up, so you got to elevate one of them to like the main event status for NXT. So that's the only thing I can think of because it doesn't make any sense to break them up right now. So
okay. What are your thoughts on redacted Jasmine Nix?
I have no thoughts on Jasmine Nix. Like, I just don't have any thoughts about her. If you're watching this, like, nothing personal, but it's like, okay, you had like a match or two with the group and everything anyway, so I know your situation is going on that might be doing something with it, but I don't really have any thoughts about it. So
hey, my thoughts, I hope she end up single.
And we have buttons for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
I'm shocked.
Okay. Now, next. It's been 2 weeks now. We have not got an update. No one has talked about it. She's been Thanos like Keanu Carver. We'll talk about that on Saturday. But breaking this up, I feel like it's a hindrance. I mean, look, okay, first off, let's pause it right here for a second before we get to the next thing. We talked about this offline, that Shawn Michaels has admitted that he has not and cannot maintain the storylines of the women's division because there's so many women and it's stacked. Now, do you think it's a good idea, Mr. Shawn Michaels, and I hope that AI clips this, that you redact one girl, don't know what the hell she is, then you're going to separate two other girls so that Jasmine Nix does what? And JC Jane does what? And Fallon Henley does what? Are you gonna do a Ren Sinclair and send their asses to Reality of Wrestling? Which, by the way, EOD, if you haven't noticed, breaking news: Ren Sinclair has been sent back to Reality of Wrestling.
I did not know.
Right back. Yes, that was a couple days ago. She was from there, and she was the youngest champion there, and then got sent to NXT and has been a joke. So Booker T's like, hey, come back to my place. While being employed to NXT. I'm going to put that out there. So, Fallon Henley, JC Jane, welcome to Reality of Wrestling with Booker T, because that's where the fuck you're going. Anyway, I I hate when people just. Oh God damn it! All right. Anyway,
This
next up. Yeah.
hold on, about that segment. What bothered me though was when Fallon Henley like bragged about, yeah, I was a North American champion, but fuck, how many times you defended the belt? So basically, that shit don't even count.
Twice. You defended it twice in 3 months. That's
And
it. You literally.
how long she had it?
3 months.
30 months.
That's it.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That is horrible. But let's be real. Look at Kaylani and her fucking reign. 2 months, and the first 3 matches were accidental wins. First 3. Come on. But either way,
problem with the mid-card women titles across the board. Like, I don't know what it is. They just have a problem with it, and you have the belt for a reason, and then you don't utilize it. Why?
Nope. So. Thank you for that observation, AOD. It's true. Like, that's why I kind of like Ruka and Zarya with her storyline. At least there's a storyline behind it. There's something behind it. Mr. D-Walk's dying. Anyway, backstage, Josh Briggs is talking to whatever NXT clone reporter. Josh Briggs says to the camera, "And more, if you're hearing this one's for you, bro." And he goes out backstage to fight Shawn Spears. After that, I have it right here. I have a voice to text, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second. After that, Kaylani versus Zarya is backstage as well. Kaylani is like, because she's so like, you know, in between her. Hey, you better promise that if I win you, I get the championship. But so Ruka, Zarya says that she's a pure being, and she's gonna honor her word. And she's like, damn. So Ruka's like, damn straight. And after that, another backstage, Chase U is looking, where the fuck are these two guys? They have a match next with OTM, and they get there a minute before the match starts. And then we get to the next match, ladies and gentlemen, which is something that I want to talk about. New Chase University versus OTM, a.k.a. squash match for these motherfuckers. D-Walk, your thoughts on the match and rating?
Yes, sir.
The end.
Okay, EOD, keep going. Rating and
okay.
Go talk about, please. Thank you.
This match was. I get why the match, but it's like, okay, we got OTM. They're back. We probably won't see them again because that's just the way they do. They have a match, they squash somebody, then they disappear. I don't know why. The new Chase U. I don't even know what's going on with the new Chase U. I cannot even remember their names right now. So I'm just going to call them New Chase U also. Because they had some moves that was good, but really this match was like a filler match. Okay, OTM, they're big and strong. We get it and everything. But you're not going to utilize them. You're not going to let them win the titles. So what's the point? So
okay.
It wasn't really... It wasn't really anything to me. It's like they just had a match. It just felt like a filler match to me. The storyline, I don't know what's going on with Andre Chase and these goofs, because Swipe Right does a better job at it. You know, they probably need to collab at some point. But other than that, it's like, yeah, OTM, they got their little moves off, but they always get their moves off every couple of months, and that's about it. So.
Okay. I will give it. I'll talk about this match. There was sort of a storyline here in the match where Chase wanted them to get there early. Commentary said it too, like, hey, they should have got there early so Chase can talk to them and give some like motivation, some tips for OTM, because Chase himself has fought OTM over the years. Now, there were some instances that they were like wild dogs. The other two guys, Uriah and the other guy, they would jump on the guys and they would do some cool moves. Like there was one point where they super kicked one of the legs of OTM and they would try to do a Russian leg sweep. OTM's like, bitch, I am 3 times bigger than you. That's not going to work. However, the other guy distracted the ref, which then the ref was stopping him. OTM came in. OTM got distracted by the ref, which then super kick into a Russian leg sweep. Chase was like, okay, there's something there. There's raw talent there, but you're not listening. You're like, and then they do the Chase chant, let's go. And then that's when they got killed. Here's the ending of the match. Supposedly elevated spine buster for the win. Corey Graves, I understand you're an ex-wrestler. I understand that you know all the moves. You are a fucking idiot. That is an elevated Alabama slam. If you put the person over your body and the head's behind your back, that's an Alabama slam. If the guy is perfectly vertical, you lift them up, you slam them down. That's a spine buster. They are two different moves. We'll put that out there. Squash match for OTM, B-. I hate them, but I have to give them respect for the moves. They're pretty basic. Blah, blah, blah. Invisible Woman, thoughts on this weird match?
It made sense to an extent because you have somebody like OTM that has been out for a while, and then you have a brand new tag team that's debuting. So this was a good matchup to have in that sense. And I agree that New Chase University, they have potential. They just need to, build up their skill a little bit. So this match, I give it like a C-, whatever. I mean, it was all right, but yeah.
Okay, I'll give you that. D-Walk rating.
I get it's a trip to Papa.
Triple Popeye? What the fuck is a triple Popeye?
I don't know.
I said a trip to Papa.
Oh, trip to Popeyes. Okay, you know what? I have a button for this because honestly, I think he just wants this. I have the new button for this, ladies and gentlemen.
No friend, no water, just me. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Before we continue, there was another backstage segment. You did not give me a rating, D-Walk. A trip to Popeyes is not a letter.
B-.
Thank you.
Okay.
This is not that hard to do. B-.
Better than my rating.
Yeah, I can't understand trip to Popeye slang. Just give me rating.
Yeah, that being like when I said 2 pillows in a blanket or a bathroom break. That's
a DNF. I understand. Okay. Before we continue, backstage, Thea Hale was walking with her new eye, with her band-aid over her eye, which, by the way, she was with her new boyfriend Harlem Lewis at a Rock Day festival for 4 days. She had the band-aid over her eye for the whole 4 days.
Damn.
Commitment. I love that.
That's called injury, bro.
No, but it's a fake injury, so you can take it off and be like, oh, I'm hanging out with my boyfriend at Rock Day, whatever. But she kept it on for the whole 4 days. She got drunk as fuck. Harlan Lewis is like passed out by 9 o'clock. I love that shit. She tells Tatum Paxley like, hey man, I know you're mad at me. Like you don't have to jump at me like that. And then Tatum Paxley says, you don't understand my loneliness and my despair. I'm paraphrasing. And Tatum Paxley's like, of course I do. I lost the fucking Chase University over fucking Rich Holland. What the fuck are you talking about? I know what the fuck it is. And then when they were about to connect, lo and behold, D-Walk, and I wish I had a face for this, D-Walk is smiling because Jada Parker came in, did her fucking hypnotic to Thea Hale. Tatum, and then she tells Tatum Paxley, you know what? I do feel bad for you. She's like, really? Hell nah. The fuck's wrong with you? You're weird. You're stupid. And then fucking runs away. So we might get a Tatum versus Thea, a Tatum versus Jada, and a Jada versus Thea, or a triple threat down the line. EOD, your thoughts on this weird, hated thing that's happening between all those three?
I actually like it. And since Tatum Paxley's weird, another way this could go, the way she kind of looked at Jada, maybe, she has a tendency to be obsessive over certain people. Yep. You never know. She might be even after everybody gets their little licks in, she might become obsessed with Jada Parker. You never know. Yeah. And that could be fun. And it's a way to kind of get Jada Parker to decide what they're going to do with the NXT title, because she had a really good showing in Stand and Deliver. So it's a nice little segue to get her out the picture for a little bit, give her something to do, show her character off. But I actually like the interaction with all three of them. Thea Hale, that one's a little weird, like how she kind of fits in. I get the whole Thea Hale versus Jada Parker, but that girl put her trying to poke your eye out, and you're just, hey, I can't believe you did that. I'm like, it'll be on site. It'll be on site at that point. But I get she's a face. So, high tolerance. But I really like the whole dynamic with all three of them. I like it.
D-Walk?
Hey, like EOD said, somebody will be on a t-shirt. But I like the segment. They need to quit doing the pirate thing, because I'm tired of seeing people eye get poked out and everything. They need to She could have not had her eye injured. You know, I'm tired of seeing everybody get their eye. Nah.
Now, to elaborate a little bit more, I do. If Tatum goes deep into like, I like Jada Parker, I'm obsessed over her, and I hate to say this, it'll be funny if Tatum Paxley gets a Jada Parker doll, but it's just a doll with yeah. You know where I'm going with this. It's just a Jada Parker doll with a big ass, and she's just destroying things like just pa pa. I want to be like you, Jada. And then Jada, and I hope Jada sees this in 10 years and you realize I let a white girl make a doll about me and my ass.
Hey,
So I want you to realize that.
Yeah. I enjoy watching my future ex-baby mama crack her with that pipe.
And with that, buttons, ladies and gentlemen, what pipe mean her ass? First off,
she's less offensive than regular garbage, but she's still garbage.
Hey, you gotta believe in what you want. You gotta have content.
Ain't no content. She's garbage and she's less than garbage. Because again, if you can keep using your butt as a weapon, I'm gonna keep calling it garbage.
Hey, not for me though.
Yeah. Okay, I know. Anything's not. This is ass for him. All right, I have it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we have the Miles and Oba talk. Joe's not here. I'm kind of glad because he was gonna shit on him so bad. It's gonna steal the show.
When I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, what's Joe gonna say?"
Yeah, Joe's gonna say fucking shit, dude. Honestly. Now, yeah, I was gonna say Kaylani versus Soul is gonna happen again. Yes, Kaylani versus Soul happened a while ago, but it wasn't for the title, so we get to see it again from the reverse angle, and I love that. I respect that, and I love Miles. Here we go. Miles Bourne tells Oba like, "Hey, everyone's underestimated me. My coaches have underestimated me. The NXT trainers have underestimated me, but I'm gonna win." Oba says, "This is no Disney movie. I am the ruler. I'm going to destroy you." But also, Miles Bourne says, you're right. This is not a Disney movie, but rulers fall.
That was a nice line.
They will always fall. I love that part.
Yeah.
And he says, you know what? The whole crowd will hear the 1, 2, 3. He tries to walk away. He walks away. Jasper Troy, which by the way, Jasper Troy and female Kurt Angle got their NXT contracts. Jasper Troy said he's gonna make a name for himself, and this is the name. Jasper Troy jumps out, attacks Oba, and does a boss man slam to Oba, and then kind of like doesn't really understand the NXT ring, so he stays outside in the back. He stays outside the ring, but doesn't run away. No one noticed that, but I did. You're supposed to run away, sir, but you're not supposed to stand outside when Oba's like looking behind you, like, "Where the fuck I see you?" But either way. Thoughts on this EOD, the inspirational speech, Oba's retorts, and Jasper Troy, another person going after Oba's belt.
All right. I will say this. They've done a good job of making Miles something out of nothing because he had like no character, nothing like 3 weeks ago. Now he's got something. I do like the inspirational speech, the baby face of it all. But Oba could cut a promo. Man, the whole Disney World line, it's like, hey, what do you say? Something about like you're gonna wake up to a nightmare, and he said the crowd probably didn't believe in you. He said, "I didn't believe in you, but you found a way." He said, "This not a man." I was like, man, Oba's so good with his skills. I don't know, he just has it. All that. Okay, I've never watched LFG. So I kind of saw I kind of started with, so I know nothing about this guy. But as soon as I saw him come up, I'm like, he's gonna attack Oba because he's a big dude. So I don't really have anything to say about that guy because I don't really know anything about him. But the speech Oba's mic skills is just—that's the thing that sold me on the whole thing. It's like, I really believe this man thinks he's the president, the ruler. He just comes across like. He said something. I believe it, like the trick, whoop that trick era. It was only there because he allowed it. I was like, I believe it. I believe it was only because he allowed it to happen. It's like, so I like the whole thing. I feel bad for Miles Bourne because, I can't say there's no way. They might pull a fast one on that, but there should be no way on earth that he wins that match, and it really shouldn't be close. But Oh, segue. I will be there. I will be there live on Sunday to see
Nice.
and everything. So, and I'm still mad about the NXT thing being canceled because I didn't get the 4-day pass. So wait for my new ticket. But yeah, it was good. Like the new guy from LFG's like, okay, like his ring placements, like I didn't really know. I don't know nothing about him, so I figured, okay, you're new, so I'll let it slide. But it was really, the segment itself was really good.
Yeah.
Be there. That's good. My advice for you, if you're gonna be there, get a sign, make your EOD Wrestling 33 on YouTube, make it as big as possible. Someone will get it on the hard camera. Someone.
I'll let y'all know this right now. I got like the 4-day ticket thing, so that means I'm gonna be a little bit up because I couldn't afford to get the really good seats. I'm like, hey, 4-day pass, like
that's fine, dude.
Maybe they might get me. They might get me.
Yeah.
I know I'm in the 300. I'm not all with the top, but I'm in the 300 section, so I'm at the top.
Okay.
No.
Hey,
But above the ring, though. Above the ring. So,
hey, a lot of people who are diehard fans are gonna be up in that section. Get that sign up. Hey, I'm EOD 33 Wrestling Hub. Hit me up. Boom, boom, boom. That's what it is. That's one of my dreams.
okay.
If
That's
D-Walk
what
or Joe can
I'll
do
get
that.
the cardboard from I can't
Yeah, that's what matters.
because I'm not supposed to be going to the store, and the D-Walk might know what
I get it.
Hey,
I
but
get
look,
it. I
dig
get
this
it. I
out.
get it.
If they don't notice you gotta do something crazy, like take your shirt off and have EOD on there and do something crazy so the camera notices you. Be like, hey.
Also, I'm an injured vet, so I can't be dragged out because I'll get hurt. They can't just walk me out or whatever. Or have like the careful leg brace and everything. It's gonna be painful if they drag me out. So can't do anything too crazy.
Hey, look, or have a water bottle and act like your hand got stuck and then follow somebody and somebody go yell and then the camera will go towards you.
True. Continuing on, before we continue, thank you for your service, Mr. EOD. I respect that. I'm a Navy vet myself. I understand that. I understand it completely.
Hey, but
yeah. Go on, D-Walk.
That segment, it was dope as hell.
Yeah.
Obafemi, like like both of y'all said, Obafemi promos is getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
I do like this I do like this. How you say it, like he's less privileged, and then you got a giant. I like that.
Yeah. And with this, I'm gonna give this. We have to give this a rating. I've give this Oba talk and Miles. Again, Miles had the list. I understand that he talks way better than Stephanie. We'll talk about Stephanie later in the vignette that she had backstage. But I give this segment a B. Oba. Every single time, like you're right, EOD, he just kills it. Any opponent that he just has a quip for his ass, and he's not being a disrespectful dick. He's being Thanos. He's like, as badass as you are, Miles, Trick, whoever the fuck wants, fucking Austin and Grayson Waller, I am Thanos. Come, die, repeat. That's it. And I love that. However, go on, Miss Invisible Woman.
So, well, what was your rating for this segment?
B.
Okay. My thoughts on this segment, if it's sincere and from the heart, I'm all for the topic of conversation, like representation and all of that, and this like character turn that Miles is taking. I was just surprised to hear Oba talking about it, because that means like it's really like they're pushing it backstage, like, hey, we're selling this, like, you know, and I like that, but I just hope that it's sincere and not like, hey, let's, you know, I don't know. I just hope that it's coming from Miles wanting to like push that through his character and not WWE trying to just be advantageous. But
yeah, because guess what? If you want Miles to be a North American champion in the future, he has to go after Oba or whoever the champion is and make it credible for the future.
But no, this was a good promo. Honestly, it was a really good promo. I'm excited for the match. I hope that even if Miles doesn't win, he shows out. Yeah, and I believe he will. So I give this a.
An A. Okay.
An A.
D-Walk, your thoughts? Not envisioning the spirit of Joe, because it's just Joe. That's Joe. This is you.
Yeah. But you know, Jay and Joe ain't
No. That's not doing envisioning ghost shit. No, you are you. Give me a rating of you, and Oba and Miles. When Joe
All right,
comes
hold on.
in, we'll get to that point.
All right, hold on. Get off me, Joe. I had to shake Joe off me, though. Get off me, Joe. Man, like, first of all, I gotta say is Oba go kill that new dude who came and did that weekend sidewalk slam. I get his match
Jasper
at A.
Troy.
Yeah, I get his match at A, but Oba go kill my man.
Okay. Mr. EOD, rating of the match? Sorry, rating of the segment.
The segment was an A. Like I said, the LFG guy. Like besides that, everything. The talking with like Miles. I didn't know Miles got some mic skills. It's like he's got because his disability and everything. So, but the way what he's saying comes across, I'm like, wow, he's really good. It's like I don't know. It's like it feels like it's coming from the heart. And then Oba destroys people's dreams. So it's really good. So I'm gonna give it an A for the segment.
Okay. Speaking of destroying people's dreams, hello, Joe BNCO.
How are you? Sorry, I got caught up in the basketball game.
No, it's okay. Quite all right. We'll go backwards here. Quick, rapid ratings. Oba versus Miles talking. Go. That's not a rating. That's an eh. That's a word. That's a sound.
That's the rating of it.
Okay, that's.
I'm just not behind Miles Bourne and going for the world title. I'm just really not behind it.
Okay, I'll give it. I give you that. Okay.
What about Obafemi's? What about Obafemi's mic skills he did this week?
Obafemi is doing great on the microphone.
Yeah. So what would you grade his mic skills this week?
Oba always does good on the mic. Obafemi's fine. It's not he's not the problem.
Yeah.
It's the other half. That's the problem. Yeah. You can't have a guy like Miles Bourne on the microphone.
Can't do it. Okay. All right.
Let's
go. Yeah, go on.
Lisping Larry can't be on the mic.
I fucking knew it. God, give me a second, Joe. You know damn well I gotta press it.
You can't even.
Hold up.
Oh, my God.
Y'all done let this man out the cage.
All right.
Hey, how you supposed to come from when you can't even hear?
I know. Let's go. Let's continue on with this so we can be caught up. New Chase University versus OTM rating. What? Really? Come on.
You gave it the Bobby last week.
He gave it the airplane.
You could send OTM back to catering.
But okay, question. Hold up now. Yeah. Now, question. Now, did you think that there's potential in that tag team of Chase University? They have a potential. It's there.
As a heel tag team.
Yeah. Of course.
As a heel tag team, yes. As faces, no.
They're not faces. They got their late. Chase is the guy that doesn't understand them. Like, it's kind of a weird power trip right now because Chase is a face, but those two guys are fucking assholes. They're not heels. He doesn't need to be an asshole right now. Not now.
He needs to be a scumbag heel.
Okay, but he has to like.
He need to be like a Slick. Back in the day, remember Joe Slick?
Slick or like trying to get a good idea of what kind of scumbag heel he would be.
Bobby Heenan. That's it.
As a manager, yeah, but I mean as an in-ring person.
Mm-hmm.
He could be Ethan Hawke in Trading Day, except he turns corrupt. He doesn't stay good.
Oh, I got you. They make
see what I mean? Yeah. Because it's going to go to the point where there's going to be vignettes where Chase goes to the strip clubs, Chase goes to the bars, Chase goes to everywhere they go, and then he turns because he realizes, like, I can't turn these motherfuckers. I have to understand them, kind of like a Cobra Kai situation. and then he turns to their liking. They're not gonna turn to him. They're gonna turn. He's gonna turn to him. Okay, no. First off, Ridge Destroy chased you, and they realized, Mr. DT2, that they fucked up, so they had to redo it again because the package that they did to Rich Holland didn't work. Have you heard about Rich Holland for a while? No. There's a reason for that. So either way, let's go back a little bit more. The triple threat. I know you're gonna shit on this, Joe, but you have the right to give me a rating because you are a gentleman and a scholar. Triple threat: Shawn Legacy, Ashanti, and Javon. Basically, only one of them you like, and the other two you shit on. So let's just go.
Hey, Joe. So you remember when Ashanti came out and kissed the old girl?
If this was a match, and I had a gun, I wouldn't be here tonight.
Wow.
I was like, okay, so you're gonna take almost everybody I hate in the company, and you're gonna put them in one match.
Okay,
single shotgun, a double shotgun.
Hold up, yeah,
They
go on,
should
Joe.
put the Lions in the triple threat.
Okay, first off, pause for a second, and I want to answer this question here. That's basically inconsistencies, which is dumb. It's not inconsistency because Rich Holland specifically said that if he beat Chase U, then the group Chase U would be disbanded, which was true. The group is disbanded. The Hale didn't come back. Duke Hudson is gone, and the other guy is gone. So technically,
fired.
Fired. So technically, he did not break the rule. He just worked around it, saying, okay, there's gonna be a new Chase University for a new group. It's unless someone says Chase University as a whole has to die completely, then he can keep doing this over and over again. It's fucking Enron. All right, pick something, do it again, basically. All right, Joe, continue. Rating of the match of the triple threat between Shawn Legacy, Javon Evans, and Ashanti. Him kissing a girl and doing an assault charges with his lips, and Shawn Legacy winning the match, and Javon Evans doing a botch. Go.
At least Shawn Legacy won the match. That's all I could say. At least the right person won.
Okay, I give that. I'll give you that.
And again, here we go again. Back to what I said. Javon ain't the star.
Nope.
Evolve characters coming in and defeating NXT characters.
He's different though, Joe. Shawn Legacy and EOD knows this too. He's a little different than Evolve. He's like an NXT guy that got stuck in Evolve by accident. Is like, I'm not supposed to be here.
Different.
Yeah, he's different.
Okay, that's great. But that just shows that you took Javon Evans, who's supposed to be your shining star.
What the heck?
He loves it.
You just had him lose. You just had him lose to an Evolve guy who's supposed to be beneath you.
However, they've had battles in the Indies, so you can think of it. You can think of it as a Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn indie type of thing. They've had battles in the Indies, and he did say it. Like, I fought this guy before. He is a monster on the Indies. Again, Shawn Legacy should not be an Evolve, and they kind of know that now. They're like, oh shit, we have another fucking Neville, except he's not ugly.
Here we go. Javon has charisma. Javon didn't take the pin. Defense of Javon Evans, great. But here's the problem. Javon didn't get the W, which he usually doesn't get. And Javon, all the charisma in the world, isn't going to add weight, and it isn't going to make him better.
I give you that. All right.
Adonis took the pin. Adonis took the pin because Adonis is a fucking bum. Adonis should have been in the fucking most recent releases.
Okay. Now, question, Joe. Adonis versus Ricky Starks for the championship, yes or no? Because it's his first time, something different.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. Quick. All right. Javon Evans versus Ricky Starks for the championship.
Nope.
Okay, so automatically Shawn Legacy. All right, that's fine. I'll take it.
It's messed up.
I'll take it.
Hey, For Javon Evans to get pushed down, that's like a robber walking in your house and making a sandwich and seeing what you gonna do about it.
He went from the world title triple threat, which I said he was in there for only a fluff filler, back down to the bottom of the card facing evolved wrestlers and catering guys.
Yep. Well.
And a janitor too.
Yeah.
Like I've said about Javon, they are not fully in stock of his character.
They know he's a star. They just haven't figured it out yet.
Yo, so how do you feel, Tori, at the end of the match?
At DT2, yes, you do got to use your talent. But at the same time, that doesn't say you're not going to be a fucking mid-carder and a jobber. You could be used every week, but you could be taking L's.
Yeah, there's ways of using you without actually that doesn't revolve a title. You can just have some type of other story for whatever reason and still use that. It doesn't always have to be for a title.
Yeah.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah. But I got a question. Since when do it is you supposed to win matches to get to the title? How is it now where you could interfere in something and get a stepped in for the title? Like the end, I asked Joe, how did you feel about the end with Javon Evans dove out on Ricky Saints and all Ethan Page, all Ethan, and it's they both of them was fighting. What was the point of him jumping out the ring, costing himself the match?
He's doing the Jada Parker. He's involving himself into the title picture to get a title shot. He did it what Rhea Ripley did. He ain't no better than them. He's involving himself.
The main difference with it, though, like this was supposed to be a match to see who can potentially, because it wasn't like a number one contendership, but they do get a shot at some point. So it's like by him doing that, it's like you kind of, you're interfering yourself in their business, but you had a match to actually get a shot at the title anyway. So he doesn't watch Kobe. The job wasn't finished, job not done. There was no reason for him to like jump out there. I get why they did it. I guess they still like Javon Evans. They didn't want to take the pin. And since he's not around, since he was outside the ring, it's kind of easier to be like, okay, yeah, he lost, but did he really lose? He wasn't even involved in, I get why they did it. It was weird.
The best analogy for Javon Evans, and I'm going to use the NBA as a reference. Javon Evans is going to be like Russell Westbrook. Great player.
I can see that.
Never going to win a championship, but he's going to jump onto championship teams to try to win one.
I get it. I can see that.
He's going to be a bench player the rest of his life, unless he starts doing what he needs to do to stand out. He needs to gain weight and be different.
I mean, you better put some respect on Westbrook. He balled out.
Ball down my ass. He was negative 92 points in this playoff series. Get the hell out of here.
What about LeBron? How worse was LeBron? And he's supposed to be the greatest player in the NBA.
Russell Westbrook was the worst player of the NBA this year.
Yeah, right. I don't believe it. People don't give Russell Westbrook credit. We'll talk about that another time, but put some respect on his name.
But in my opinion, Javon, like Ricochet said, once you win a championship, come back and talk, kid.
True. That's why. Hey, that's another thing. That shit that Javon Evans can't say shit else about nobody.
They ain't even giving fucking him the speed title.
Damn.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get back on track. Lola Vice versus Fowler Henley. Joe, give me your rating.
About time they broke this team up. Because Jasmine Nix, and they've been talking about other podcasters are finally starting to catch on, are talking about what we've been talking about.
Yeah, I almost got 20,000.
Yeah, where's Jasmine Nix?
Yeah, where's Jasmine Nix? It took them 2 weeks to catch up.
And yeah,
JC Jane deserves a push. Yes.
Okay.
She's been there long enough.
Yeah.
It's her time. And Gigi Dolan's gone. Mandy Rose is gone, so they can't do a Fatal Attraction reunion.
No.
Jasmine Nix is MIA,
Yeah,
and
we don't know about Jasmine Nix.
Fallon Henley's already held the championship,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the mid card title.
Yeah, but okay, now we can talk about that when we get to the end for predictions. We're gonna have predictions for the show. Jasmine Nix, this is for you. But if I had Jasmine Nix face, I would put that. Let me give you a second, ladies and gentlemen. This is shout out to D-Wall because he knows what the button I'm about to press right now. Here we go. Jasmine Nix, this is for you. In the eyes of an angel, we shall miss you. Oh. Let's get to two things that let's get to two things that really bothered me. First is the Trick Williams rap concert.
Oh.
I got it right here. Give me a second. Here we go. Trick Williams rap concert. Okay. Invisible Woman, you want to talk about this? Because we were laughing our asses off when we saw this shit.
Oh my.
Okay, I'll say it. All right, Trick Williams came out. I'm gonna paraphrase this. Calling Joe Average Joe. He was fucking Milli Vanilling this shit so much, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to look up Milli Vanilli, look up the reference. You understand what I mean?
No, it's true.
I know. Like, no, okay. Even if you want to get a little reference for earlier times, she Ashley Simpson. Basically, the song came on, the lyrics was on, you can hear it in the background, and at a certain point he was synced up, and then at one point he wasn't, and he laughed, and he kept trying to be on sync with the song. Booker T was like a hype man, like Flavor Flav. Vic Joseph was embarrassed. Corey Graves was embarrassed. Vic Joseph's head was in the sand all the time. You guys, if you go back and watch it again, you can see the disappointment in Vic Joseph's face in the background and like wide range. Booker T got up and like got in Vic Joseph's face. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, Booker T, what the fuck's wrong with you? He called him an average Joe. And EOD Wrestling 33, your thoughts on the Trick Williams rap concert and what the fuck was that?
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay, how can I explain it? I liked it for what it was. It was trash, but I still liked it. It was like, because he's a heel, I'm like, you're coming out, you're rapping, we hear I don't know why they didn't just have the audio, just let him rap. I thought that was weird. I thought it was going to be like a pre-taped segment, what I thought it was going to be. I didn't know he was going to actually come out there in the crowd and let this man rap. I'm like, that never goes well for anybody. So he had the crowd singing it and everything, the average Joe thing. I couldn't even make out a lot of the words. But I was like, I thought it was fine. It was what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be a kind of a fun thing. So I liked it. Yeah, it was trash, but I liked it. Okay. So and Booker T was his Booker T stuff and everything. As the ultimate hype man, and it's just Booker T.
I get it. D-Walk, your thoughts on the rap concert, Milli Vanilli.
They need to take his microphone from him from at least like 2 weeks to punish him. This was trash. He should have redid the P Dunn rap. He should have redid that and put Joe Hendricks, because this shit was whack. He wasn't rhyming. He was like Silk the Shocker. He wasn't rhyming.
It should have been pre-taped. It shouldn't have been live. It should have been a pre-taped like the P Dunn thing.
He still gave me Silk the Shocker vibe because he went on rhyming and he was off, and then he was trying to have the crowd help him rap. Shit's trash. I get that shit to eat. To the fifth power.
Okay, that's a new one. Joe, what are your thoughts on this segment?
Terrible. What the Nikita Lyons rap was better. And they took her off TV for like 2 months.
I would argue on that one.
Take this motherfucker off TV. Send him to the main roster or take him off TV.
Terrible.
He needs to be punished for that shit.
Send him to the main roster.
Punished.
It was about equal levels. It was okay. If the Nikita Lyons rap was like a 9 in terms of cringe, Trick was about a 7.5.
Yeah, I would say 6.5. It wasn't bad. Booker T saved him.
Booker. Yeah. The song was in collaboration with Booker T.
I felt like it would put it at a 10. Because
cringe? No,
they
Booker
just
T
made
saved it, dude.
Booker T made it worse. Booker T always makes
No,
everything
hell
worse.
no. No, Booker T. No.
But
Go on,
not
EOD.
good, but fuck.
Yes.
What's the,
We'll talk about Booker T later. He is muscle memory at certain points, but let's talk about that later. Let's talk about the Stephanie vignette. We talk about her history. We talk about that she was an NXT signee. She looks so different when she was an NXT signee. She worked in Japan. She worked in Mexico. She used to live in bathrooms, like sleep in bathrooms and wake. And the reason I say this is because whoever translated it for her forgot that there are S's at certain ends of sentences. And she's like, oh, like, I lived in hell, so they gotta live in my flame. Like, no, they gotta live in flames, not flames. So I'm not gonna crap on that. She's getting better. I give her that. There's also a Jordan Grace vignette where they show that her and Stephanie have both beaten Julia. They have done the work, and she's just different. Not different like Kelly Armstrong, not different like Jada Parker, just different. Go on, Joe.
They have also finally confirmed something we've been asking for them to do for weeks.
Yeah.
And Roxanne Perez is officially a Raw superstar, and Julia is a SmackDown superstar.
Yeah, they did that Monday. Yeah, that's true.
You know why they did that?
Say it, sir.
Because there's too many Asian women on Raw, so they had to put one on SmackDown.
And I had to press the button, ladies and gentlemen, because I see it la vida. Give me a second. No, Joe. No.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
They got all the Asian women are on Raw.
Well, he's not wrong because Kairi Sane and
Asuka, Kairi Sane, and Asuka, they're all on Raw.
But then why Julia's on SmackDown?
That's why they moved her to SmackDown, because they needed an Asian woman on SmackDown.
All right, I'm just gonna let it ride because when you're a historian, it sounds fucked up when you say it, dude, but it makes sense. It makes sense. No, he's being 80s, but let's just talk about something else.
Man.
Let's talk. No, you know why the fuck you got beeped. Let's talk about the NXT spotlight. Tony and the family. Tony's on the table with a bottle of water, no wine, and he's talking about that Tony was like the underboss. And I loved how they did the edits where it shows that Tony's getting a payout, and then underboss didn't really care, but it kind of showed like, oh yeah, he cared that he didn't get the money. I didn't show you everything. I showed you what you needed to see. Like, you don't know all my tricks, and it's going to end in Battleground, me versus you, and blah, blah. Okay, what the fuck ever. EOD Wrestling 33, your thoughts on this vignette? And go on.
I like the vignette. I like the fact when Tony was about to start, he's about to come an MF-er, like, right off rip, and then, like, so all this stuff is like, okay, now that they kind of turned them, it's like, oh, they were having the shots. You would always see stacks to the side. It made it with the black and white and everything. Made it look like, oh yeah, he was there. He's laughing up with you, but he was really envious of him. I like the way he did all the stuff that they've ever done when he off the other member. Everyone forgets about that when the guy that went to AEW when he got fired. They did a little rock thing. They had him in the car and they threw him in the river. You never actually saw the body, but we know what happened. But the history about it, it's like, I did like that. It's like, yeah, you didn't teach. I taught you what I want to teach you. Basically, there's still tricks that I have that you don't know about. It would have rang a little bit true, but we saw what happened last week with the safe house thing. Like I said, that should have been a trap, but it wasn't. They didn't get hit with a crowbar. But besides that, I did like the way he delivered it. I do agree with D-Walk. I think the rest of the family might actually show up, but end up on Stacks' side. And if that happens, I think this will be Tony D's last match on NXT before he gets called up. But I agree with that. But I like the segment. I like the segment. The nice little history, tying everything up with a bow. It really looks like it's not going to be like 3 more matches after. It looks like this is going to be the end. And I like it.
This should be the end.
Joe, your thoughts?
I agree with what EOD said. I believe this should be the end. I feel like this is going to be where the family turns on Tony D'Angelo, help Stacks win, and then we won't see Tony D'Angelo no more. He's going to go over to probably Raw or SmackDown, probably Raw. And DT2 asked me a question about when Lash goes, she's going to Raw, like you said. Exactly. Yeah, because Bianca and Jade are on SmackDown, so they're going to put her Lash on Raw. To split the diversity up.
Which is stupid because she deserves to be on SmackDown.
They've hyped up this match with Tony D and Stack so much. They said it's going to be one of the best matches on the card.
Nah.
That's what they're saying. They said it's going to be a sleeper.
Sadly, it's gonna be Kaylani versus Soul. That's gonna be the match of the night. Like maybe Miles versus Oba can be a sleeper, but no, I've been waiting for Kaylani versus Soul Part 2. Let's fucking go. And Soul's good to go. She's healthy. Kaylani's good to go. She's healthy too. It could be a sleeper match. It's not the main event. Like Miles versus Oba can be because look, this is first off, Miles versus Oba is basically going to be Randy Orton versus Oba. We're never going to get Randy Orton versus Oba, so we might well just see how it is. Fuck it.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Come on. Okay, do you want a 40-year-old Randy Orton to fight a 30-year-old Oba Femi that's in his prime?
Randy still got it.
40-year-old Orton is 295 pounds of muscle and jacked.
I know, but Miles Bourne is like 30 pounds under that, but still, like, again, it all depends on conjecture. I know, but speaking of the same size, Dark State vignettes, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers, I'm gonna press the button right now for myself because this is something that's gonna get me in trouble. But no, I have to press the button for myself here, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second. All
right. Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Also, Alex, I don't know if you heard last week when we were on Saturday when we were talking with Krishan on the show.
Yep.
He had mentioned about no copyright strikes on Rumble.
Nice.
Where we could actually go there and watch Raw and stuff live and put it on the screen and don't get copyright strikes.
If StreamYard would connect the Rumble, I think we can, but I think we have to have the Kick account.
He said it does.
For that.
I think he said it does.
Okay, we'll check that out soon. We'll check that out. Dark State and I'm sorry for my language, we're basically circle jerking each other. Oh man, Deion Lennox is so fucking cool, man. He's fucking like, oh, but Cutler James. Oh yeah, I love that Cutler James. Oh, but fucking sugar. I'm like, I get it. I mean, hey, first off, okay, hold up.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
That's how they acted.
You talking about a circle jerk and then talking about sugar. It's like, what are you saying?
I'm referring to D-Walk with the shit in his face.
Yeah, see, he's laughing. Look, EOD's laughing. He knows.
EOD, your thoughts on the Dark State vignette?
All right. I know I usually give a positive spin on everything, but this is where I get to pull my inner Joe.
Oh, good.
This mess was trash. Whatever. I could care less about Temu Nexus. That's all they are. Like, they're not a threat. I don't like them at all. I didn't like this whole segment. I get at least you're introducing people again because I didn't do a good job of it the first time. But they're still trash. Why are they there? I get you trying to make this Uber group, and now what? You're like less than like a mid card like group. Okay, you fought against Oba and Javon and what? Who cares? And everything. This is straight trash. I don't like it. I don't think I'll ever like it. That's it. I'm gonna get my rating right now with an F-.
Okay, and Mr. EOD, we have a button just for that.
She's garbage. She's garbage. I took out the garbage.
Okay, that's referring to Dark State. So
I'm gonna go even further, EOD. Temu aces and eights.
I can see it.
The masks and the leather vest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Aces. They were good for about 30 seconds.
They were. But before we continue to the next...
At least they had star power in it.
Now, speaking of star power, Visible Woman, your thoughts on the Dark State vignette?
It was alright. I'll give it a C minus.
Okay. Speaking of C minus, after Josh Briggs dedicated his match to Inamura, Josh Briggs versus Shawn Spears. And before the match even started, I'm like, if all four... Okay. And if anyone... I think all of us are old enough to know this song. One of these things is not like the other. One of these things is not the same. Now, why do I say that? It's because Izzy Dame came out in all black with the new words. Shawn Spears came out in all black with the new words. The other guy, the big guy, came out in all black pants. And then this other motherfucker. Jensen. And I forgot what his name was. Is the Raven wannabe. Thank you, Jensen. Jensen comes out in a nice little nice little squished purple blazer. Beautiful shirt. And Cardala, sorry, Invisible Woman said it best. I'm like, he feels out of touch, like out of character, and everyone else is dressed for a biker gang, and he's dressed for Saved by the Bell. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Right there. Yeah, thank you. Oh my God. Let's go to the match.
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, go on, Joey.
They got Pee Wee Herman in the middle of the biker bar.
It doesn't make any sense. Josh Briggs looked crazy as a Raven wannabe. And then you put him in a weird cult. And all 3 out of 4 dressed up as the cult. And you are like, I'm the lawyer? What are you trying to do? Honestly. But back to the match. Josh Briggs was dominating Shawn Spears for a little bit. Shawn Spears was not using the interference for a little bit until at the end, after he threw Shawn Spears into the announcer's table and threw him back in. They were talking about commentating in commentator's table. They were talking about Josh Briggs might actually be the problem and not other competitors. And Shawn Spears is trying to do his own team. Once that was happening, the big guy came out of nowhere and he actually threw him really dangerously into the steps. Jensen was doing some fuckery, and then fucking Izzy Dame does a hell of a kick. Izzy Dame does a fucking haluva kick out of fucking nowhere. Shawn Spears does a fucking small package for 1, 2, 3. Rating? Oh wait, by the way, post match, like any person that got fucked over, Josh Briggs got up and said, "Fuck you, Shawn Spears," and started attacking him like crazy, which is the smartest thing ever a wrestler should do. I got screwed over. I'm gonna fucking murder you. They had the numbers game. Hank and Tank came out. Hank and Tank helped and rescued. And weirdly enough, on Battleground, Hank and Tank, Josh Briggs versus the Culling. EOD Wrestling 33. Your thoughts, rating, and what the fuck?
I give the match itself a B. I like the match. I did like Izzy Dame. I did not see when they had everybody interfere toward the end, because it wasn't really any interference toward the end. But when they interfered, I was not expecting her to actually interfere and take Josh Briggs out. I was like, oh my God, did this just happen? But it still tells a story. I did forget that last week, Hank and Tank did say they would have Josh Briggs back. Because I was like, when they came out, I was like, why are they out here? I was like, oh, that's right. They did say they were going to have us back. Something happened. And I did like what commentator was talking about, how Briggs, all his partners, something always happens. So maybe it's him, because sometimes you are the hero of your own story, but maybe you're really the villain. Maybe it's your fault, because the whole thing with him and Fallon, or not Fallon, what's his name? James? The one that he was kind of, that Jensen was kind of dating or wanting to date. He kind of messed that up a little bit, but it's like, maybe it's you, Briggs. You're pushing all your partners away. The match was good. I did like the fact, I didn't realize Shawn Spears was, I guess, left-handed until like last night. But I like the match. I give it a B.
Okay. You walk.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. Jensen got a lot of fucking potential. This is the second fucking time they broke a good ass tag team up. They have no direction for him. The match is okay. I hated fucking Hank and Sting. Why the fuck they coming in? And why is this 6 man they tag team champions in which they should be defending the tag team champion?
Thank you. Thank you. Let's talk about this shit right fucking now. Invisible Woman was talking about this shit earlier. Go.
No, he said, okay, Alex said the same thing earlier, and my response was, let it sit. Like, we got used to seeing Fraxium defending their belt literally every fucking week, and we don't need it. Like, let's just let it sit for a while. We already had tag team action this episode with OTM and the new Chase University, so, like, they're out there. So, yeah, that's my opinion.
Okay, I love Invisible Woman for that.
But here's the problem with that. That works for a heel tag team. It does not work for a babyface tag team.
Yeah.
Babyface tag team should be defending their belts every single week.
Every month, every pay-per-view.
Every pay-per-view, yeah.
But
you got a 6 man.
Like, who are the tag teams in NXT? Like, really?
They don't have none.
Now.
I can tell you right now because we actually talked about this. Minus Inoue and Malik Blade, because we know that's EOD. Inoue is in Evolve and Malik Blade is Future Endeavored. It's OTM, NQCC, New Chase University, the Culling, TNT, and there's one more. I can't really remember what the last one is, but that's the ones I remember.
Okay, so one just cut back. One's in the title picture.
Yeah. High Rise. Yep. Did you mention them?
Yeah.
No, High Rise. No, High Rise is a 3-man group. TNT is just the 2 guys by themselves. TNT. Yeah.
And they're usually on Evolve for the most part.
Good for them. Honestly,
like,
something.
So it's like, who you're gonna like really? They got to build up that whole thing again or something. Yeah, I get the culling. Yeah, the culling could have. Well, actually, I guess that's what they're kind of doing anyway. The culling and with a 6-man tag, but right now we don't really have a tag division.
Comment section. DT2. Gunther defended his title every month.
He did. He did. Whether you liked it or not, he defended that shit like a fucking monster.
Yep.
But let's go back to this. But let's go back to the tag teams. I actually understand what Invisible Woman is saying. It makes sense, but since they're a babyface tag team, they should defend it every month or at least once every 2 weeks. But however, that we just counted maybe 6 tag teams right now. That's it. And OTM just came back. I didn't want to count them. Yeah. And I hope to God they don't take the belts off fucking Hank and Tank. But I kind of feel like they're going down that direction.
The problem is the tag team division is shit. That's first off. And that's in both the main roster and in NXT. They don't have enough tag teams. So the fact that they want to introduce another tag title, another women's tag title at that, to the main roster
makes no sense.
It makes zero sense. And then and now you got NXT where my biggest problem when Hank and Skank are you're the tag team champions. If you're a champion, you should be defending that championship on every pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Every pay-per-view.
But the counter to that, there's no new tag teams. Like we've seen, and I'll say this right now to rank the list. We've seen Hank, and I'll say this to make you happy too. We've seen Hank and Stank versus NQCC, OTM, Culling, and that's it. And TNT. We've seen them all.
Okay.
So putting them on but putting them on a pay-per-view, like let's say this right now. NQC, Hank and Stank versus OTM for the pay-per-view battleground. Yes or no?
No. But if you want to if you want to do it, I would have rather have seen that than the 6-man tag that they booked.
Mm-hmm. That's true. No, I agree with you. But
and then at the same time, they could also be pulling tag teams from TNA. Also, they have a partnership. Mm-hmm. Pull a tag team over. You have Evolve. Pull a tag team from Evolve. Go to the main roster.
Okay. First off, there's only actually 3 tag teams on Evolve, so we don't count Evolve right now. There's Swipe Right and any other tag team that comes together as a tag. That's it. There's no other tag teams.
but you could be giving
That's
them more
it.
exposure by pulling them up and putting them on a main card on a pay-per-view.
True.
And
Swipe
you-
right
and
versus
you
Hank and Tank. Battleground would have been good.
Yeah.
You got tag teams that aren't doing anything on the main roster. You could have pulled one of them.
Yeah.
You could have went to TNA and be like,
True.
"Hey, look, we want the Hardy Boys for a pay-per-view."
Actually,
True.
isn't that how
True.
Fraction
Mammoth Brothers.
became tag champs in the first place? There was nothing going on NXT because remember they were called up last year, and they brought them back down. They got the tag championships, and they pretty much ran it until Stand and Deliver, pretty much. But it seemed like they had that same problem before. They just okay, we're gonna call you down from SmackDown, do this, and I don't remember who they beat. Cause I remember New Day had it for like a little bit. I don't know if they beat them. I can't remember because they've had it that long, but.
Yeah, New Day lost the titles back to Fraxium, I believe.
Yeah.
Chase, you had it for a minute,
Now
back.
they got it back, and the NQCC had it for like never had it actually. They didn't. No. But look, let's say like this. For Hank and Tank, and we'll talk about predictions when we get there. Let's get to the next. Like everyone gave their ratings. I'm happy with what everyone said. Let's get to the end, and this is gonna be fun. Joe Hendry concert. Joe Hendry comes out. No, first off, I know you don't like, and I'm gonna try to find that video I sent you, Joe. With like they have the Shrek. Believe in Joe Hendry. Believe in Joe Hendry.
I already seen it, and I also saw the Darth Vader one during 40 online.
That's D-Wall.
You asshole. You asshole.
The asshole in the top left.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Now, let's just get to the thing. Before we get that, first off, we have a backstage, and this is what I want to talk about this with everyone here. Backstage, before we get to the main event, Ethan and Ricky are backstage. Ava is looking white, and freaking Ethan and Ricky are fighting backstage. They don't want to really like. Oh, I want to fight you. Let's put the belt online. Oh, fuck that shit. Ava says, "Okay, since you guys want to fight next week, they're gonna have a fight with each other." And I know, they did. This is what's fucked up. And I told Invisible Woman this.
Comments,
all right,
comments.
Hold up now. Since Sean and she said this, and I quote: "Since Sean Legacy has a chance to go for the title, you guys are gonna fight next week for the belt. We don't." And then this is the part I hate. EOD Wrestling 33, a question. If the fact that Sean Legacy won a triple threat for the chance to fight Ricky Saints not on Battlegrounds, because there is no North American Championship defense on Battlegrounds, why is it the fact that he has to wait another week and then about another week after that to maybe fight Ricky Saints? Sir.
Okay, this is what I think happened because they never really said it was a number one contendership match. They said it was a chance at the title at some point in time. So we're going to have this match right now. Sean's still going to get his opportunity. We don't know who it's going to be against. My whole thing is like, Ethan Page was the NXT champion, so he shouldn't be fighting for a North American championship. But the way they explain the storyline, he just likes fucking with, he likes messing with,
we don't apologize here.
He wants to go fight him, but he was like, no, I don't even want the title. I just like messing with you. So the fact that Ava, and I did like how Ava took control of everything. It's like she's really looking like she's honing her little acting stuff because she was like, look, y'all want to do this? No, Ricky, we're not doing it because you want to put the belt on the line. We're doing it because I'm telling you you're going to put it on the line. And I kind of like that. She's showing her authority and how they pissed her off and everything. But to me, that's the out that they gave. It was always an opportunity for the title, not technically a number one contendership match. So you wouldn't be like the first in line. So I kind of get it a little bit. So that's the out. It was more like, like when they have those weird matches where you beat the champion. Then you could face the champion later, not like the number one contender, but you get a shot at a later date. So that's the way I looked at it to get around why does Sean Legacy got to wait. So
and DT2 is in the comments, and he did say Gallus defeated the New Day, and he was correct. They held the titles for 2 months.
Yeah,
2 months.
How many times they defended it in 2 months though?
That I don't know. I'll have to do more digging on that. But they lost it. They wanted a deadline and then lost it to Vengeance Day in a Fatal 4-Way against Pretty Deadly and In case you think those.
Okay. All right. Now let's get back to the. Excuse me. Let's get back to the Joe Hendry thing. Here we go. Joe Hendry sings a song. He brings up something that I didn't even know. I remember Dexter Loomis, which I feel bad for Dexter Loomis, because they didn't show his face. They just showed Joe Hendry's face. They showed that they called him Mello's bitch, and they showed the backstage back in the day where they were all dressed the same. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, and from the back of Trick Williams was Dexter Loomis, but they put Joe Hendry's face on it, and then he screamed like a little bitch, and they repeated it a couple times, and then they said, whoop that trick, but everyone else says that you're Mello's bitch, and they kept repeating it over and over again. Trick Williams came out, and they kept calling him Mello's bitch. Oh, I think I heard someone say they called you Average Joe, and then I was out, even in my house, I'm like, no one said that, just you. I thought the crowd was going to say just you. Joe, I think you're muted.
Repeat.
Repeat of what?
Joe Hendry repeats himself and uses the same fucking material for everything. He used the same. He used that same exact thing that you're talking about against Brian Myers and Zack Ryder.
Yeah, he did.
He did the comment. He said, "Your Edge's bitch."
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that shit was better than.
Yeah.
That shit was better than Trick Williams' whack ass simple sock and freestyle.
Well, I guess it would be when you're copying yourself and you're doing a copy and paste.
Anything's better than Sexy Red. Yeah, but anything's better than Sexy Red. Let's be real, man. And I think you, baby, like we all heard that song. We all wanted to hear that Drake part, and we just skipped about 2 minutes of that damn song to hear the Drake part. Either way, Trick Williams comes out. He talks all that shit. They attack him. He attacks Joe Hendry. He's about to do the trick shot, and Invisible Woman fucking gasped because fucking Joe Hendry did a nice little
Jeff Jarrett.
I forgot his name was. Thank you, Jeff Jarrett. JEFFJARRETT. Fucking chair shot on that fucking knee. And then she's like, oh, the wires, Alex, the wires. I'm like, yeah, the wires probably cut his leg. And then he did it. And I love that Joe Hendry did a choke slam, but picked him up, walked about 6 steps to make sure that nothing was going to stab him in the back. And then, boom, slammed him. And then at the end, he said, and this is the end of the day. This is your champion of TNA, and he raises the belt high. So, Mr. EOD Wrestling 33 rating of the concert: chokeslam, shattering guitar on the trick shot, and a possible prediction. Well, no, not stricken that last part. Everything else.
Okay, the concert. Like I said, it was better than the Trick concert and everything. But like Joe says, we've heard it before. And the thing was from Halloween Havoc back in the day, I think when Mello was feuding with, I want to say Johnny Gargano is what I think was going on with that. Like way back 2.0 days, for those of you who didn't see it. But yeah, I thought it was good. Joe Hendry, but I kind of like Joe Hendry. So it's like, it's okay. Yeah, he uses the same stuff all the time. But the fact that he was calling them Mel's bitch and then had the whole crowd singing it, that was kind of cool. Trick coming out like, look, dog, he was hot. He was hot over it. The chair shot, I gasped too, because I was like, he hit him in his knee with the chair and the thing shattered. So I was like, oh my God, I was thinking, hope he's okay, because usually you get hit like in the back or something. The knee, I'm like, I did like the little rhyme that he did at the end when he had the title up. Prediction, we were talking about this I think last week. I don't think it's gonna change hands, but the belt should change hands, at least for a little bit, maybe a week or two. But Trick should win it just to show that there are stakes. You're on an NXT pay-per-view, you're showing up on NXT, have a 2-week run with it, then have your little rematch and he can win it back like Nick Aldis and Cody Rhodes did. everyone forget he had this long title reign, except for when Cody beat him for like a month or two. Then he got it right back and had another long reign. So I kind of don't want to say Trick's going to. I don't believe it's going to happen, but I think it should happen. I think he should have it for a little bit at the very least to show like anything can happen with this TNA NXT partnership. So.
DT2 in the comments. Yeah. Go watch.
Here we go.
Joe Hendry in TNA. Go watch all his stuff in TNA, and then go back and watch his NXT stuff, and you'll see it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
Except for two things, Joe. Except for the Cheez-It champion, and except for Ethan Page. The Ethan sucks. Like, believe in Joe. Ethan put out some clothes. I will always remember that roast for the rest of my life. That was a funny ass fucking song.
So what? One time out of all the times he's been on there?
No, 2 times. And then the Cheez-Its champion thing was fucking awesome. That was fucking funny as fuck, dude. That's forever. Okay, everything else, whatever. Yeah.
I don't think Trick gonna win. I think after this, he gonna go move up to the main roster. I mean, like, remember last week, Joe Hendry's on his ass said, "Hey, you lose this, you done."
Yeah, that's true.
But but we'll get the predictions in a second. Invisible Woman, your thought on the concerts and the trick shot on the knee. I mean the guitar on the knee. Just even EOD said it was just shattered.
Yeah, I rate this segment a B.
Okay.
I said while we were watching it, like, Trick kind of got himself into this one because you came out and sang a song about Joe Hendry, and then he said, "All right, I'm not holding back," and then proceeded to roast you and got the whole crowd to sing along. Mm-hmm. So I'll leave it there, but
okay.
Yeah,
that's that. D-Walk rating of the segment?
I give it a C-.
Okay, I'll give it that. All right, Joe, rating of the segment.
Since I've seen it before, I'm just going to give it an F.
Damn. All right, fuck. Okay. Okay. After that, everything. Damn, that's fucking cold blooded. After that, everything went to black. No, I get it. All right, we'll give overall ratings. I want to give a shout out to the. This was at exactly 1 minute 27 minutes. I want to give a shout out to the Biconics Wrestling Podcast, another podcast we're trying to collab and have some fun with. They gave the whole show as a rating as a whole B+. So we'll go from left and then counterclockwise. I give this show because of the triple threat was actually pretty good.
What about the main event?
That was the main event. No, that was not the main event, dude. Like, the main event was the concert.
Oh, I didn't know. Did you say Zarya and Saruka? Yeah.
No, Zarya and Kaylani.
Yeah, Kaylani. Yeah.
Like, fuck. I actually give this whole show a rating of shit. Actually, a B+ as well. Like, just a very slight, very minimal B+. Because again, Josh Briggs versus Shawn Spears is a story that I don't want to hear about. The Kaylani and Zarya thing. You didn't have to do this to get the Kaylani versus Saruka. You didn't really have to, but you did it anyway, I guess. All right. And the triple threat was awesome. Sorry. Even if people in my whole crew here don't like 2 of the 3 players, I don't give a shit. Ashanti was showing out, Javon was showing out, and Shawn Legacy, who deserves to be in NXT, was showing out with a nice little like backbreaker crossroads at the end. So B+ for me. D-Walk rating of the whole show as a whole.
I gotta give it a C.
Okay. I'll give you that. Joe, rating as a whole.
D-.
Damn.
This show right. this show is part of proof that WWE and NXT have trouble with go-home shows before a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They suck at it. They are terrible at it.
Yeah.
Their go-home shows before and after pay-per-views are terrible.
Okay. All right. We'll get to you in a second, baby. All right. EOD 33 wrestling rating as a whole of this episode. Whole,
I would give it a B because it was a go-home show. Like, if it was just a regular show, it would have probably been higher, but this show didn't really make you want to watch the pay-per-view because most of the stuff that's going to happen on pay-per-view, there was either little vignettes or whatever, didn't really do anything to promote it. And I'm not even sure if it was live this week for some reason. I don't know if it was taped beforehand, like the whole show, I mean. But I give it a B because it's a go-home show. It's supposed to make you want to watch the pay-per-view more. And to me, it didn't give that. It felt like another show. So
I want to redact my statement. I actually want to make this to a B- because of of Joe and EOD's. Yeah, I was a B-. Like B-, like if there was a word between like B and C, then that word, honestly. Invisible Woman.
I give it a solid B.
B as well. All right, I give it that. Let's get the predictions. Let's get the fucking predictions of Battlegrounds. We can now knock it out the way. Here we go. First match, Kaylani versus Soruka. Let's do 2 parts. How long? Who wins? D-Walk.
My money on Soruka still.
How long?
Probably like 5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7.
Go to your fucking mind, dude.
Hold up. No. I got a button for his ass.
No.
Why the fuck you lying?
Hold on.
Why you always lying?
Hold on, let me do my math again.
He's got to do Flint math.
You gotta do Steiner math because motherfucker, you don't have to. It's like at least 14.
Steiner math's more accurate than that.
I give it 17 minutes.
That's fine. Joe,
stop copying the comment section.
Wins?
I didn't even look.
I know. Hold up.
My head been into the hotel like this. I was
Yeah, he was kind of looking up. He was kind of looking up. He's not, he's not K-Pax. All right, Joe. How long? Who wins?
20 minutes. Soruka for the W. Get Kalani the hell out of the title picture.
Okay. All right. I will say. Oh yeah, if it's a woman, how long? Who wins?
It's a solid like 12 to 15 minute match. I think Soruga is gonna retain the belt.
Okay. EOD 33. How long? Who wins? We out the way here.
It looks like there's a lot more matches on the card than normal.
Yeah.
So I would say probably 12 to 15 minutes, and Soruka's gonna retain.
Okay.
It would have been longer.
I'll give you that.
Less matches, but I think because there's so many matches on this card that you gotta trim stuff down. So.
And what's sad is like is not like the definition of so many matches are only 6. That's it. There's only 6 matches. It's oh god.
Alex, also
yes.
Another thing that we haven't talked about either is I feel like Zarya is going to get involved to help Soul win the match.
True.
And then
True.
Soul is going to confront her on NXT on Tuesday.
Okay.
If they want to do it right. Because now's the time when they should be starting to pull the trigger on it because we're getting closer to the SummerSlam time.
Which by the way, we haven't talked about this, ladies and gentlemen. There was supposed to be an NXT Tampa after the pay-per-view on Tuesday, but 1,700 out of 6,000 tickets were sold, so they said no. So we're just going right back to NXT Orlando right after it. So I feel bad for them, but
yes, and I was one of those people.
Yeah, I know, and I feel bad for you because I really thought NXT Tampa would be. But I was telling Invisible Woman like Tampa's is not a for me. It's not a diehard wrestling state in a sense, and if you're not telling who the hell are in the matches on Tuesday, why would I want to see on Tuesday? Like if you're not telling me it's like Obafemi versus somebody or this versus somebody, I'm not interested in seeing a Ricky Saints versus Ethan Page match on Tuesday. I can go to AEW for that.
And the prices.
The prices. So yeah. They're fucking ripping. Okay. Next match. Stephanie McCurry versus Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's Championship. Shit. I would say 18 minutes. And I would say Jordan Grace. Joe, counterclockwise, go.
Who's the match again? It's the world title.
Jordan versus Stephanie.
Stephanie, don't give that belt to fucking Jordan Grace. That bitch don't deserve to be near. Doesn't even deserve to be near a ring right now. She needs to go back train. Stephanie better keep that belt. They put that belt on the meathead. They have problems.
Yeah, it
They'll say you
feels a
flip in
little.
front of you.
No, it feels a little odd to give Jordan the belt this early. Like maybe down the line, but I don't know. If Jordan takes the belt, where does Stephanie go from here?
Main roster. Right to Raw.
Yeah. Go ahead. Anybody else?
Or
Sure?
SmackDown.
Nobody? Well,
Do
yeah, I agree. I mean,
Oh, my bad.
ahead.
Oh, was Stephanie Van Kier 14 minutes and 38 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, fucking
All right.
Okay, sure.
I didn't give it
All
time,
right.
but
I think it's probably gonna be 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And not to say I think it's gonna be Jordan because I didn't think about it before. They were featuring Stephanie on Raw, just like they were featuring Julia and Roxanne. So maybe she's about to get called up. So because that's the case, then you got to give it to Jordan. So I think that might be the case because she was on there a couple weeks. I'm like, yeah, maybe she is getting called up. So Jordan Grace.
you don't got to give it. You don't got to give it to her. You can give it to somebody else.
They're not gonna let her drop it after just.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying I don't think she's going to just relinquish the title to get called up because she didn't have like a super long run. Like I could see that happen with Oba at some point, but
No, I meant you could have given the belt to somebody else. So like, there's other
somebody else
women
then.
on the roster. There's other women on the roster we can look at. Thea Hale?
Not yet. Not yet.
But since it's not the match and everything, so that's
more than Jordan Grace. At least you don't try to kill people.
Okay, first off, before we continue, like if, for example, if it wasn't Jordan, who can competently take the belt off Stephanie? And I will say names that will not be on the list because they do not deserve it, even if they had a 3-month plan. And I love Thea Hale, so that's one of them. Ren Sinclair, that's another one. Jada Parker, that's another one. Lola Vice, that's another one. Those are off the names. So who else? Those are names that are off the list. And not Fallon Henley, and not JC Jane, and not redacted Jasmine Nix.
Zarya.
Tatum Paxley.
Thank you.
Tatum
All of those two. Tatum Paxley. Makes sense. She loses, but doesn't really matter for Tatum Paxley because she's just like, whatever. I don't give a fuck. And
She's
Zarya.
psychopath.
Yeah, and Zarya can finally have the push that she needs. So again, you give it to Jordan. Jordan has it for a little bit, and then you give it to either Zarya or Tatum. Thea Hale came back. She needs to do the Sami Zayn like babyface run of actually like going up the ranks and actually earning. No, sorry. She needs to do the Bayley run. Like no one believed that she could do it, and Bayley had to earn her spot to earn the championship. Because in fact, if you're one of the 4 horsewomen and all 3 are champions and you weren't, well, actually Becky wasn't, but still doesn't matter.
What about Lash?
Oh my god, I have problems with Lash. It feels so bad that Jakara Jackson is talking all that shit. I mean, positive shit on YouTube and everything else, and Lash is like, I have new partners now. It's really sad that Tatum lost her friends, and the storyline is that she's depressed, and Lash lost her sister, and she's super happy. Like I can't look at her. Ignores it. Like that's why I can't. And I'm a wrestling fan through and through. I can't go behind her. I can't I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
What is she supposed to
Oh
do?
my god. Hold up. No, I gotta press the button for myself, man. What the fuck is wrong with me? I can't go behind.
Oh my god.
I can't say. Come on now.
Oh my god.
And you got DT2 in the comments blowing up about Kalani Jordan being the best to be the champion. She should be the world champion.
Wait, what? DT2? Well, I'm saying Lonnie's the most deserving. DT2. And okay, first of Kaylani And I just started doing NXT time with D-Walk in the beginning of the episodes, and in those beginnings, I said it straight up. Why is it really weird that when she won the championship, the three defenses were all accidental? Lola had a problem with Jada, Fallon had a problem with somebody else, and someone like it was always accidental, and then she lost the belt. I respectfully understand your commentary, DT2, but the history of Kaylani Jordan has been this exact button. Sorry to say it, but
She's less offensive than regular garbage, but she's still garbage.
okay. Sorry. Great athlete. Let's get to the next one.
She's going to be
Javon after that.
Except she's going to have more championships.
That's true. But next match,
Troy
Troy D'Angelo versus Stacks Lorenzo. Who wins? How long? And this is a standard match. No hardcore. No nothing. And who interferes? That's a 3-part. EOD 33. We're going clockwise.
All right. Stacks is gonna win. It's probably gonna be a 10-minute match. It's gonna be just a regular. I think it's gonna be like a regular match. And I believe what's his name? Crucifino comes back because remember he might be dead for all we know because Stacks might take him out in the desert. But I think he comes back. He aligns himself with us Stacks. Maybe Rizzo might show up, but they're gonna turn. I think they're gonna turn on Tony. And Stacks is gonna end up winning the match because of that. I think it's not gonna be a clean win. It's gonna be interference. 10-minute match. Stacks.
D-Walk. Long. Who interferes? Who wins?
This way we see Tony D get called up after this pay-per-view. He get called up. Everybody gonna turn on him. I'm giving a match. At least probably like 13 minutes and 28 seconds.
Okay. And Stacks wins or D'Angelo wins?
Stacks.
Okay. I'll give you that. All right, that's fine. I'll give you that. I will give this. Fuck. Stacks wins. New family is born. And maybe 12 minutes? Maybe 12 and a half, to be fair. Because, again, this is not a great match. Stacks will do his thing. Dom will do his thing. And then probably, like, Rizzo comes out of nowhere. And then Crucifino comes out of nowhere. And then that's when they turn. This is not the appropriate place to do it in Battleground, but they have no other choice. So I kind of understand that. I get it, but this is not the time for it. They should do it stand and deliver. Not now. So I get that. Stacks, Joe, and how long?
Stacks. I'm going to say this match is going to go longer than anybody thinks.
Okay.
I think it's going to go at least minimum 20, possibly 30.
Ooh.
Woo!
I think they're going to I think they're going to let the two guys go at it and shine.
Okay.
We have a 3-hour show and only like 5 or 6 matches.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 2 hours.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true because they have to go right into Saturday night. Well, that's on Sunday. My bad. I keep forgetting that. All right, that's fine. Next match.
But
Joe Henry.
Battleground was on Saturday.
No, Sunday, dude. Sunday, bro. I thought it was on Saturday too. It would have been a stacked night that you have to watch Battleground and then like at 9-10 o'clock you have to go straight to Saturday night main event. It would have been really conflicting.
That's how they're going to start doing all their shows.
I know. This summer, they've already said they already super stacked all the shows for summer, so we're gonna have double pay-per-views on certain days. Back to 2016 all over again. Next match, Joe Hendry versus Trick Williams. For me, this is not the main event. This is the co-main event.
Yeah.
How long? Who wins? Joe.
Oh, we're talking about Trick versus Joe Hendry.
Yep.
Give him 25.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with Trick Williams.
Ooh. Okay. D-Walk.
First of all, that's all I got to say right here. I'm gonna give it motherfucking goddamn at least 19 and a half minutes.
Okay.
And I believe it's Joe Hinch.
Okay. All right. EOD 33.
I think this is going to be 22 minutes.
Woo.
Trick Williams is going to get the TNA championship.
Okay. Wow. Okay. All right.
Hey,
I get that. All right.
y'all
Damn.
lose. I bet y'all a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper, uh, goddamn
What days get
cream and
banners?
cherry Dr. Perry, and cash app it to me.
Dr. Perry. What the fuck is Dr. Perry?
Dr. Pepper. My fault,
You
Dr.
said
Pepper.
Dr. Perry,
Oh,
bro.
okay.
I got that shit. I got Dr. Perry on the record, bro.
Hey, I'm not talking about
Anyway.
the liquor this time.
That's that fake shit you find at the corner store sometimes for like 25 cents a can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Y'all know about that one.
Nurse Perry. That's anyway. Cardium. How long? Who wins?
I guess I'll go for 25 minutes.
Woo!
And this is between Trick
There's
and
no
Pen.
TNA ain't gonna make Joe lose his first defense.
Joe's
This ain't his
gonna
first
win.
defense.
Joe's gonna win.
This ain't Joe
Joe's gonna
Hendricks' first
win.
defense.
Yeah, but they let Joe win. They went. Okay, they let Joe lose on everything, so they can technically lose. Joe can lose on a disqualification.
He won the triple threat match against Kazarian and Ethan Page.
That's on
To
TNA.
retain the
We don't
title.
count that here. But that don't count
It's
that
the-
here. You know
It's
that.
the TNA World Title, though. He's talking about saying
It doesn't count.
He's saying
It
he
doesn't
hasn't.
count.
This is his first defense. He's saying in the
Yes,
comments.
in NXT. No, in NXT. His first defense in NXT. Yes, he defended his belt first. Like if he keeps the belt, he'll go after Oba. But either way. Now we get to the main event. Oba versus Miles Bourne. I say this is going to be a 20-minute match. I'll be technical and say 19. And I think Oba wins. Here's the reason I say that. Oba is a undefeated monster in triple threats. He hasn't done a lot of. He hasn't. The only time he did a one-on-one is with the Dawn, and he lost. So this could be a situation where Jasper Troy comes out, and other people, or even Dark State, which I don't know why Dark State would come out. I don't know why, but I just kind of feel like if you show a vignette before the go-home show, they might pop out. But Oba wins 19 minutes. Invisible Woman, how long? Who wins? And interference.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be about 20 minutes. There might be an interference, honestly, and I don't know. This is gonna be a good match either way, so I'm not worried about who wins. But I'm guessing Oba's gonna retain the belt for a little bit longer, just for technical reasons.
Okay, that's fine. All right. EOD Wrestling 33. Who wins? How long? And is there interference?
All right. I'm not sure if I got my math right because I was assuming it was a little bit shorter than what it is, but I'm thinking probably 19 minutes.
Ooh.
And Oba retains, no interference, but I do think Miles will show up.
Okay. I'll give you that. All right, that's fine. D-Walk, how long? Who wins? And is there interference?
First of all, this is what I want to say is it's gonna be interference. Femi go beat ass. My man who came and did that weak ass sidewalk slam on him, he gonna try to jump in and get his ass beat too. Femi gonna win, and I'm going for at least 21 and a half minutes of pure ass beating. Femi go get my man.
Okay, I'll give you that. All right, that's fine. Joe BNCO, how long? Who wins? And is there interference?
Oba Femi is going to win. And I will tell you that I don't think this match is going to be very long. I'm going to say 7-minute squash.
Damn. Okay, that's the lowest. Oh,
But who interferes? Who interferes and what happens? You think it gonna be interference?
Nobody should interfere in this match. It should be a clean one-on-one and a squash match.
You know how they've been doing that though, Joe.
I don't know,
Oba
man.
should
I mean,
destroy Osborne. Destroy him.
Miles Bourne, not Osborne.
Oh,
Miles Bourne.
Osborne, same
Yeah,
fucking
Bourne.
thing.
That's the same- yeah, I know.
Yeah, you said what they both look alike?
No,
No, they
another
don't.
ball had a white guy.
No, okay, all
Just
right. But I will
send
say
him the road.
this. Um, we are okay. I'm happy that we get an NXT championship and and a men's NXT championship. No North American.
No
That
tag
fucking
team.
sucks. No tag team, which is fine.
Oh yeah,
I
but the
guess.
tag team's on there.
Yeah.
Remember, there's a 6-man
Yeah.
tag.
That's right.
In a three-way.
Six-man
In a
tag.
only in a three-way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
but
sucks.
we didn't talk about that match.
Oh yeah. All right, yeah. Last match. Hank and Tank and Josh Briggs versus the Culling. Joe, how long? Who wins? Who cares? Let's go.
10 minutes because there's 6 guys, and
Yeah. Make it.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it to the tag champions and Briggs.
Okay. I guess. Yeah, that's fine. I guess. All right. D-Walk, how long? Who wins?
As much as I want to see it, I hit it. I'll give it 9 minutes. Hank and Stank for Just Briggs.
He can't say it. He does not
All
like
right.
ever said. EOD Wrestling 33. Who wins? How long?
11 minutes, and I think the Culling will win so they can further a storyline. So hopefully, maybe they can go for the tag titles later, since there's no tag division right now. It seems like.
Okay.
Valid.
Okay. All right. If it's a woman, how long? Who wins?
This is between who? I'm sorry.
Hank and Tank and Josh Briggs versus the Culling for the pay-per-view.
Oh, okay. I'm excited for this match. I think that Hank and Tank is gonna win.
Okay. How long?
Maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. I respect that. That's cool. Same for me. Like I said, damn, Hank and Tank. This is a 6-way match, so yeah, it doesn't last that long. Like 12 minutes at the tops, maybe 10. Because again, usually it's 5 matches per pay-per-view. And they're just putting this in there because they have to put this for storyline. They don't have to, but they kind of want to. So that's fine. Okay, fine. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about this on Sunday after it comes out. We'll do a live PWF NXT time with D-Walk. Mostly like wherever the time comes out, an hour and a half later. I want to thank EOD 33 Wrestling Hell for passing by and giving us a wonderful presence and insight. Please tell us your socials that they can find you. I will tag you after this live is done and the videos that I make and the shorts that I make, sir.
All right. The easiest way to find me, go to Linktree. Linktree /NDays33, and all my socials will be on there. That way you don't have to remember all these different things. So, Linktree /Days33.
I need to do that myself.
Yeah.
I
gotta do a link tree myself. I got too many fucking socials. Joe BNCO, hit it.
Joe BNCO on YouTube. Joe BNCO on Instagram, I believe.
Yeah.
X is Joe BNCO of the WWF. What else? TikTok. Joe BNCO on TikTok. Can't remember my Snapchat. Sorry.
That's fine.
And Joe BNC on Facebook as well.
There you go. D-Walk. Tell me your socials.
Snapchat, DWDEWALK12. Facebook, Dennis D. Walker. My other Facebook, Dennis Walker. My Instagram, The Fresh Prince 84. My Twitter is DWalk3000. My TikTok is Dennis Walker.
Okay. If it's a woman, tell me your socials to find you in the world.
Y'all know where to find me. I'm out. Peace out.
What the fuck? Okay, no. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit fucking hippie shit. I know, I'll say it. You can find her on Kardala Mohammed, KARDALA space MOHAM, just one MED. You can find her on the Noir Collective on YouTube. That's NOURCOLLECTIVE. And you can find me on Alex Coquito, ALEXCOQUITO, or on Rican Reactions, RICANREACTIONS. I have a TikTok and YouTube. It's all damn the same. Yeah, she makes me laugh too, ladies and gentlemen.
He dropped
Stay
the
healthy,
mic on
stay
y'all
happy.
ass.
I know. Stay healthy, stay happy. Remember that NXT time with D-Walk is always about analysis, talking about the future and everything else, but having fun because I know that NXT is crazy. We'll see you guys on either Saturday or Sunday, post Saturday night main event or post NXT Battlegrounds. EOD Wrestling Hub 33 is a pleasure and an honor for you passing by, like always, just showing us your insight and everything else. Shout out to the Biconics Wrestling Podcast. They're on the rise. Subscribe to them as well. And we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Stay healthy. Stay happy.
Misfit Nation.
Misfit Nation. Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Misfit Nation. And shout out to the Kayfabe Cartel. Those are with K's, not with C. And Onyx Blade, Black Couch Booking, Influential Sports, BX Jedi Sports Network, all the people that show us out. We are the podcast for underappreciated wrestling fans. It presents NXT Time with D-Walk. I can do this for like 10 more minutes, but I'm not gonna do this. Good night.
Lace up your boots, we're about to fight. NXT in the house, bringing the hype. We walk on bike, ready to ignite. Detroit hip-hop will take it flight. Body slamming, the crowd's going wild. Square circle with the kings of the pile. NXT superstars, we're breaking the mold. This Detroit beat will never get old. Step into the ring, feel the adrenaline rush. NXT wrestlers, we're the ones that can't crush. With our moves so smooth, we're the next generation. Detroit hip-hop meets wrestling sensation. Lace up your boots, we're about to fight. NXT in the house, bringing the hype. D-Walk on the mic, ready to ignite. Detroit.